Ryder's Farms. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button right now. So today we're going to be, packing my grapes, with some mesh bags, and like a little like tour Ryder's Farms. We also ready to pick. I'm sure I saw it somewhere here. Oh, here it is. Yes, right there. Oh, sorry. See there, that redness. But I'll pick that, later when once some more people come in. But look at these grapes. Ooh, look at that. Look at those grapes. They're getting pretty big there. Make sure you tap that screen, and comment. Comment below. What do you like to grow in your garden? And all that stuff. Make sure, tap that screen. But look at these grapes. They're getting pretty big now, as you can see. Some are, this one doesn't have many on it, but that's okay because I, got a lot here. Look at that. This is the first year that it's producing grapes, and I got a ton of them. Make sure you comment below. What do you like to grow in your garden? Yeah. Look at this here. At these grapes. Tighten the bag. Pull the string. Pull that string. Just a little bit. There we go. It's tight now, but you don't want to pull it too tight that it cuts like off the circulation, like, like the nutrients to the grapes. And you may also want to like just like wrap it around like the stem there so that these like don't blow off, because they may blow off. But look, this is the first year that it's flowered and everything, and I'm getting a ton of grapes. I've had this for like 3 years, three growing seasons, and finally getting some grapes, which is very very exciting. It struggled with like fungus the first year, but I used some like copper fungicide for that, organic copper fungicide. That was approved for organic gardening. And tell me, what are you growing in your garden? There we go. Just gotta be careful. I gotta pull that close, pull that close. Sorry, I only really have one hand here. See, and then I'm just gonna wrap it around that stem to keep it secure. Cause if it gets windy and stuff, it may blow it off. So far, that hasn't happened, but that has happened to my like fruit trees. When it's gotten like real windy and stormy and all that. Look, those grapes, they're really getting pretty big now. I'm not sure when we'll harvest them, probably in like maybe a month or so, or maybe less, but look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I got so many here, it's gonna take quite some time to cover it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough bags. It's like these two, they're close enough together that I can fit one bag over them. And this is like a larger bag. I have like two sizes. Here we go. Sorry about that. And there's, don't want to pull it too tight and too fast. Pull it slow until like you can't really pull anymore unless you pull with force, and then that could hurt it. But look at this. So it's grown so much and everything. What is this? What do you mean? Like, I mean, it's a grapevine. and it's, producing fruit for the first year. Just gotta prune that off right there. But look, it's grown so much that like the trellis was like toppling over and like like snapped, so I had to like reinforce it with some metal. Sit and got some there, like coal. Go ahead and answer that question for you. Like, will you subscribe and support us? We are, we're a gardening channel, and eventually, I hope to have a sustainable organic farm. So definitely subscribe to help us support that. Anyway, let's get back to it now. Ooh, there's more grapes there. There's so many. I mean, there's so many that I might just have to sacrifice some to the birds. So these two are close enough that I can put just one bag over them. I mean, hopefully they can continue growing, they don't, kind of like smother each other, but uh, it's pretty good for now. Let me just tighten that. You want to pull, hold the, gotta pull one end and then you gotta pull the other. Sorry about the close-up thing view. I only have really one hand available. Just gotta get all those grapes in there. I got these like mesh bags from Amazon. It's like fruit bags, but I bet probably just get like any kind of um bags, Dollar Tree, Walmart probably will have them. Well, I don't know about Dollar Tree, but they might. See, this one is an old one that was on my fruit tree, and it got like ripped and attacked by an animal because the animal really wanted that fruit. So like by like a squirrel or stuff. But like these are I'm sorry, these are like, this is like, grapevine, so it's like harder for the animals, but like so far they haven't disturbed these at all. Let's hopefully it stays that way. But look at this one. This one's getting nice and big and everything. Some of these are hard to get to protect, you know. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to cover all of them, but the ones inside, those are like less priority because like they are as spotted from the animals, but like the ones out here, those are higher priority. Got my honeysuckle growing on here. With that, but there's gonna be a ton of these grapes. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to eat all of them because like they're pretty much all be able to like harvest at once. I have to give some to my neighbors. Maybe I'll sell some if I can. Look at that. They're really progressing now. I'd say probably in like a month less, maybe, we'll have some ready to harvest. And I will definitely 100% post a video on harvesting, because it will be our first grape harvest. And then eventually I want to have oh, look at this one. Eventually I want to have like sustainable organic farm. And when I get a bit older, that is my dream because without farming, there wouldn't be, access to all this fruits and everything. And I want to do like, organic farming, because a lot of farming has like pesticides and stuff. Like there's too much of that, you know. This trellis is getting really heavy, had to reinforce it, because of the grapes growing, and there's a lot of them, so it's really adding up, and all the foliage, and the foliage acts like as like a kind of like a sail, so it blows it over and everything. Oh, look at that! Look at up there. Those are some big grapes. Oh, and one there. Oh my God! Look at that. Oh, that's a good harvest right there. I just gotta move these a little bit here so I can protect them a bit. Hold on. Okay. Good. Come on. Hold on. I'm just gonna have to put my phone down for a second, just a second, guys. Don't worry, I'm still here. Just need both hands at this moment. Okay. So just a second. Just a second. Just gotta get those grapes and I gotta get those grapes in those bags right there. Just give me 1 second. Where's the other end? Okay, there we go. Okay, got it. Okay, just pull it aside. Nice. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Gotta wrap that around there. I got those big grapes up there now covered and everything. Go ahead, tell me, what are you growing in your garden? Have you ever grown grapes before? Let me know in the comments. Let's see, there's some grapes there. I'm not sure if we can get to those. Kind of hard to cover those. Yeah, I don't know. I might try. And they look pretty big and good, so I'm gonna try. And look at my canna sun, it's got a flower there, coming up. Ooh, guys, look at all those grapes. Oh my God, got tons of them. So many here that I can't cover them all. I don't have enough bags, and takes a lot of time. There's more up there, but it's like kind of hard to get to. I might have to use like a ladder to get all the way up there. Okay, I'm just gonna put my phone down again for just 1 second. 1 second. Still here. Still here, guys. Don't worry. Ugh, getting some grapes that are up here on the top of the tree. Good bag that. Okay. Now, where are those tightening straps? Ow. Ow. Ow, ow. My arms really hurt now. Literally hurting. Where's the other thing to tighten it? Mm, mm. This. Sorry, I had to get those big grapes all the way at the top. They don't have too many left here. I still have some more inside, but anyway, we can look at all these grapes. There's so many. Try to find a few more big ones that we can cover, because you know. Hey guys, go ahead and answer that question for, will you subscribe and help support us? Well, we are a gardening channel and we post tips and tricks and all that. And we're also, I hope one day to have a sustainable farm. And you can really help that by, following us on our journey, subscribing, um, donating to us. We do have a GoFundMe, and that money won't be used or anything. It would just be used to buy farmland. We'll save it up, once we have enough to get like a loan, we'll do that for sure. But look at all these grapes and tell me in the comments right now, have you ever grown grapes? Um, this is the third year that I've had this grapevine. Um, like the first year really struggled with fungus on its leaves and everything, but I took care of that with some organic, copper fungicide, which really helped, and then the second year it grew a ton, established root base and leaves and everything. And then now this third year it's fruiting. So I'm so happy about. So I only have a few more bags here left, and there are a ton of grapes. The hard growing. I mean, I'm not sure if this one really needs to be covered since it is covered, by the leaf, comment below. Do you think I should still cover these since it is covered by like foliage and everything? And I am kind of running out of bags. But these are more exposed. So I'll definitely have to cover these. I got these two here, which yeah, I will fit into like one bag because again I'm running out of these bags. I'll see if I buy some more, but they're surprising. Like they're not too expensive, but I know I just gotta cover these. Sorry, guys. I only have one. I only have two hands here. But go ahead, do me a favor, hit that subscribe and button and tap that screen to help get this live and our channel out there. But look at this, and make sure you go check out our videos. I just posted a video on my guava tree that really bounced back. It was really struggling, losing leaves and everything, and now it's flowering. So make sure to go check that video out for sure, and check all our other videos out. There we go. Gotta make sure you get all those grapes in there. Yeah, some of these, the birds will get since there's not birds and other animals since there's not enough bags to cover, and some I might miss, because there's a lot here. But I'm doing my best. Ooh, look at this one here. Got a kind of big one here. I mean, it's kind of covered, but I feel like great birds might animals might still get to these. They're kind of more exposed, so I'll bag those too. I still have a few more inside, so I'll have to bring those out more. Bring those out and do those later. There we go. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Look at all these grapes. And then I have like one, and I'll have two more. And comment down below. Have you ever grown grapes before? Do you have a garden? You know, and all that. And go ahead and answer my question. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. We're a gardening channel. We post tips, tricks, videos, and all that. And we do some lives like this one where I do like tours and, also like some tips and all that. too. Like, I like to use these mesh bags since they're pretty easy, to put on. You just put them around like the fruit, then you tighten these two strings, and then you're pretty much all good. I just gotta fit that one in there. Sorry about that. Let's get that one. Gotta get this little one in here. Being a little stinker. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yep. Question, have you ever grown grapes? Let me know. If you have a garden, go ahead and comment. Really appreciate that. This one is like ripped and stuff, but like I'm still gonna use it since like I'm running out of bags and everything. I was gonna throw it out, but not anymore. Let's do these two here. These two grapes, but like, see these tiny ones here, those aren't gonna grow any bigger if they haven't already. So we're just gonna snip those off there. Since like these, you see how a lot of them are more bigger than others, like these here? Yeah, those aren't gonna get any bigger if they haven't already. See, like there's like falling off. There, you just like brush them off, and it's falling off. See, like, so like the grapevine is basically like self pruning. Cause like, so I mean, I'm not really pruning at all. It's just like kind of pruning itself basically. Like this one here, you see like there are like tiny ones there and everything. Those aren't growing any bigger. Those will eventually like just fall off and everything. Here we go. There. Okay, okay, guys. Okay. And then I'm gonna be harvesting like a raspberry in just a second since I'm now out of these bags. Just gonna tighten that last one there. And let me know in the comments, have you ever grown grapes before? And let me know what kind. This is a green grape. I was gonna grow a red grape also, but that one died. All right, here I saw this raspberry earlier when I was watering my plants. Here it's like hiding, it's covered under those leaves. So, it's protected from those animals. Natural protection there. And then there we go, a nice red raspberry there. That's very good. Fresh raspberries, straight from my garden, my farm here. You know, no pesticides, nothing on it. It was absolutely delicious. You see this raspberry here, that's getting ready to harvest, but that one's very prone to birds eating it. So, I have some of these mesh bags for that also. And then, some of them you have to like kind of like ruffle the leaves a little bit since like some, they are hiding under the leaves, and that protects them from the birds, like that one that I just ate. And my lettuce is bolting now because it's hot. It's 90 degrees high today. It's my watermelon. My Wilma punch is doing really good, spreading out real nice. um, my butterfly weed, and then my, tomatoes, easiest pot, cherry bush, and, some summer squash and all that. And then this is my peas, which are still doing pretty good since I wet them down with some cool water, in the evening, which really helped them go. And you got to give it some good water, but it is getting a bit hot for it. But, it's still producing some grapes. I mean, some beans there. Okay, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, so for some more live, some more videos and tips and tricks and all that. Make sure you go check out all our other videos. And I really appreciate your guys' support for